that oak. So this is what this project is all about today. As you can see, I have quite a bit of space here in this new garage, but storage is going to be a challenge. So one of the things I think I'm going to do, one of my projects that I've got the mill for, and then I'm going to be building a structure that's going to be 7 feet off the ground here. A loft, basically a storage loft. It'll be 10 by 10 square with 6 by 4 posts on all 4 corners and various other boards. I've got a drawing I'll show you in a second that I started putting together. And that's one of the keys, I think, to you know, when you start out with a raw log, you can pretty much do anything you want with it. But you've got to have a real plan in mind of what boards you need and what sizes. And so I've tried to start that on paper. And then we'll get over to the mill and see if we can start cutting up some pieces for it. So, but I wanted to show you where what we're doing, why we're doing it. And I'll show you a little bit of the plan here in a second, and then we'll go from there. So here's my plan. I started sketching it out, as I said, and then I collected all my dimensions down here of some of the, I should say all, but a lot of the boards that I need. So this is going to help me get started in figuring out what exactly I want to get out of the logs I'm going to cut today. All right, so part of getting started here, of course, is figuring out, as I'll show you in a minute, what boards you need and what type of wood you probably want to use. And I've got a variety of a bunch of oak, actually probably more oak than anything else, a bunch of cedar, which, as you saw in a previous video, I'm probably going to use most of the cedar for the tree house. So not necessarily a strong board anyway, it's more of a good weathering board, a beautiful board. So and I don't have a lot. I might have a pine log still in the woods, or a couple that I can pull out and use some pine for some of this project, but I'll probably use mostly oak for the strength, the actual structural part, the outer the posts, and some of the joists will probably be mostly oak. Heavy, but very strong, so I won't have to worry. That's why I think I'm just going to use 2x6s as my joists, because true 2x6s, because they're oak. So hopefully I've got it figured out right. But let's get started and get this mill uncovered, get our pre-flight check done. I won't show you all that, but and then we'll get a log on there and get cutting. All right, so I don't want to say the easy part is the milling, but it's not the hardest part. I think the hardest part is figuring out, I say this all the time, but it's figuring out the boards that you're going to get out of the log. So I've come around to my log pile, and I don't know how well you can see this, but I've tried to mark these up so that I can get a 4x6, a 2x8, a 1x6, possibly a 2x2, a 1x4, and then probably some stickers out of some of these other pieces. And then I made a little note up here for each one of these, 2 4x6s out of this one. And I think it's important just to note that I start with the small end. I know people talk about putting the long end down on the small end, whatever, but if you can fit on the small end, then it'll fit on the big end, and there might be some left over on that end. But can't do it the other way around. So that's why I'm marking them up this way, and ready to go. Now the trick will be getting them from from here over to the mill. Some of them are a little bit heavy, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to get these two out very easily. Maybe not today. Certainly I've got a few others that I can. This one doesn't look too bad, so we'll see. A little muscle, a little ingenuity. Hopefully I can get it out of here and get it up and over to the mill where I can cut it. So let's get going on this. Woo! Might need the winch for this guy. I'm not that strong. Wow. That guy's heavy. You know, back when I was 17, 18, 19, whenever I started to think I was strong or tough, all I had to do was go work with my dad for about 3 or 4 hours, and he was much smaller physically than me, but boy, God, he was so strong, and I'd be worn out in about 3 or 4 hours, and he'd go on for 9 or 10, and every day pretty much. He was a farmer initially, and then he always loved working outside, working with his hands, building things, fixing things. And I guess that's where this channel is evolving from. Fond memories of my dad who's passed away. Man, tough as nails. And in his 50s, he was way stronger than I could ever have been, you know, in my teens, no matter how strong I thought I might be. And doing this reminds you why, you know. When you get out here and you're working this hard, moving things that you shouldn't really be moving, but because of stubbornness and passion, desire to do something, to complete something, to build something, create something that you can look at when you're done and have some pride and joy in it and share with others. It's pretty neat. So a lot of what you're seeing probably is me remembering my dad, and it's pretty neat. I'm pretty lucky to have had such a great dad, and to be able to well, I could never fill his shoes, but I could try to live in his shadow, and that's what I do. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Maybe you don't. Probably a lot of you are sitting on a couch or somewhere thinking, this guy's stupid. Why is he out here doing this work? He can go down to Lowe's and get it, or have somebody else build it for him. But the joy doesn't come from that. It really isn't about the thing in the end. It's about the process of getting from raw material, literally trees standing in the ground, to something built that you can enjoy and share with others. So anyway, hope you guys get that sentiment. I think a lot of you do. That's why you watch this channel. But thanks for letting me take a couple minutes to share that with you. Alright, first I thought it was such a good idea to get it off the pile the way I got it on the pile, but the problem is now is I've covered it with mud and dirt, and I'll have to clean that off. In fact, I need to probably get a good broom and clean all this stuff off, but I'm not going to bother with the other one today, because if I spend all day pulling logs out, I won't get to cutting in the end. That was the goal today, is to get out here and cut some, so I've got plenty to do. These two will keep me busy, especially after I get them cleaned off. But anyway, thought I'd share that with you, and I don't know, you know, if I was smart, like most of the people that have these sawmills, I'd also have a tractor or bobcat or something, a mini excavator, something. Maybe one day I'll have to get one, so we'll see. But for now, I'll keep just kind of using a little bit of brains and a little bit of bronze and whatever equipment I do have to make it work. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, so that looks like poplar to me. I think that's what that is. Anyway, the other one that I had to use the winch to move was, I think, is oak. I mean, or I'm not sure exactly what it is. Heavy beast, I know that. So this one's fairly light, but good, strong. It'll do what I need it to do. And I think this is the one that I'm going to try to get. I have to look at my little sheet of paper when I'm going to get out of this, but we'll see in just a minute, right? So, put my block on there. I've got 6 this way. But if I swing it down, yeah, so I can get 4. So I can get a single 4x6. Or probably, I bet I could get 3 2x6s out of this. So since I've got a little bit of a curve that goes in this way, I'm going to stay as far to this edge as I can. Let's just see what it looks like if we do right there. I don't have my little level with me, but I'm going to use this big one. And there we go. It's level right there, so I'm going to mark it here. Oh, I got to come back a little bit. Two, 6, and then I can get another one. Oops. Two by 6. And we'll see how that goes. But this is this is what you go through. 2x6, 2x6, 1x6, 1x4, 1x4, and 1-inch stickers. So we'll give that a try and make good use out of this guy, and then we'll move on to the next. Alright, so let me show you what's going on here. It's hard to see at first. And of course, I'm still learning. But you see there's quite a dip in that log, a really rounded part. And when I did my little drawing and estimates on the end here, it's off a bit. So what I'm going to do is try coming down a little bit everywhere. And give it another try. Having straight logs is a big help with this kind of thing. ended up only getting 2 2x6s and a 1x6 out of it. Maybe some stickers. We'll get the next log up and cut some more. So this winch I didn't have to make myself. Thank goodness for Woodland Mills. This is an option you can get with it, which is a great idea. It just drops down into that slot down there. You can take it out when you're done. Look at this wood. That is some mature oak wood. That will be plenty strong. Alright, I'm going to go get a new blade, change it out, and put this one in the old blade pile. First blade, I made it this far. Wow, look at that oak. It's slow going to get through this. I don't know how wet it is. It's actually been. This was one of the trees that was down on the property when I bought the place, so this thing hasn't been alive for a few years probably. Actually, it was starting to grow over a bit, so probably a while. But it looks like I might actually have gotten another 2x6 out of that, which I was thinking I was just going to get a 2x4, but it's pretty good. Inside looks a little different. I'm gonna have a hard time moving these things. That's a really interesting look. That's some big stuff. I don't want to venture to guess what it weighs, but I won't have to worry about whatever load I put on it coming down because that's definitely over-engineered wood for what I'm building, but I've got it and it's strong and it'll work, so give me a chance to see what it's like cutting a hard wood, a pretty hard wood with this bandsaw. And you gotta just take it easy and listen to it, and if it starts to bind or slow down a little bit, just back off the pressure a little bit and then let it catch up and get right back on it. So it's working well. Learning every day. Hopefully this is probably enough for today. I'll get this stuff piled up, but I got a few of my essential pieces that I wanted to get together, a bunch of 2x6s and some a bunch of 2x6s and some 4x6s. So seemed like a lot of work for not a lot of stuff, but that's the way this goes sometimes, especially when you're figuring out as you go. So I'll get faster and faster with this. I already feel faster and a little bit more confident. Just don't want to damage it until I push it too much, until I know what it can take. And anyway, that's it. So I think that's a good day. That's definitely going to be plenty of footage I'll have to cut down, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for coming along the ride with me. I'm always learning on this mill, learning on everything. So thank you for watching TWC Projects. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It's nice to see subscriptions are going up and up and up. It's good the content is visible enough now that people are seeing it and enjoying it. And thank you for the likes and the excellent comments I get all the time. It really is nice. In fact, it's made me now start giving more comments to other folks that I watch, because I realize